Would you go to Silent Hill to resolve your differences? Would you go to Silent Hill to resolve your past? Welcome to the Complete Story Series. We take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. We are now going to bring you some Silent Hill ghost stories, brought to you in 3 short stories known as the 3 Bloody Tales. Today is Among the Damned. Our story starts with Jason, a soldier, haunted by his dreams. And he's found it. He's found the perfect place. The place to end it all. Jason begins to remember what brought him to this place to die. He was a part of a platoon along with his close friend Aaron. They both joined at the same time. They were really the only bit of family that either of them had left. However, their platoon was attacked. Jason wakes up in a dirty-looking hospital room with the word "look" written on the door. And then tell them all. As soon as he opens the door, he sees the horror of what happened. What happened to his platoon? Everyone was dead. Jason is making his way up the mountain one last time and he stops at a gas station. Here he is greeted by a pretty blonde. Welcoming the stranger, she asks him, "What are you here for?" "To put a bullet in my goddamn head." The blonde says nothing and then Jason leaves. Flashing forward in time a little bit more, Jason is traveling up the mountain and he suddenly finds himself in his car, upside down. He remembers hitting something that ran in front of his car, and as he gets out to see if he's hit anything, he doesn't see anything in particular, and he makes his way to the town for help. Going inside a police station, he notices that some creatures are there and they're staring back at him. Quickly grabbing a nearby shotgun, he kills the fleshy monsters. And while this is happening, a woman walks out. Seeing her unarmed, Jason takes her and they make their escape. Outside, Jason realizes that this is Delilah, a missing singer. She has been in his dreams. While trying to find somewhere safe, Delilah begins to wander off on her own. And chasing after her, Jason can see her enter a room, and in front of her, a giant, grotesque monster sits there. Jason calls out to Delilah, but she thinks that these monsters are pretty. He yells at her to get away, and she is stabbed in the back with a sword. Jason begins to clear what he can while pulling Delilah out, hoping and praying that she isn't going to die from this wound. As the two of them reach a shelter, Jason tells her that he will get her out of here. Trying to inspect the wound, Delilah pushes him away, looking at his dog tags. And then they hear the roar coming. "They're coming," Jason says. But the very next thing that we see is Delilah's face changing into one of those twisted monsters. Coming? No, they're here. They make their way outside to see a giant explosion, and running past the fallen monsters, Jason sees that the person causing all of this is Aaron, an odd and disfigured version of Aaron, telling him, "Got yourself a free pass, soldier, this time." They continue running and they hear someone calling out to them, "Over here!" And they stumble on a sanctuary, a place where the monsters can't get in. One of the people sees who Delilah is, and she replies with, "Bow down and worship." After this odd scene, they take her to the infirmary to treat her wound. Delilah begins to rest, but not before telling Jason that she wants him. She wants to know his pain. She wants to hear his story. And when they wake up the next morning, he does. Not wanting to stay, the two leave, but they are greeted again by the disfigured Aaron, and now the rest of the squad. Aaron calls to him that they've got business. Yelling now, he fires a few shots in front of him, grabbing Delilah, and he runs into the nearby church. But before long, the church is invaded by those creatures from before. And when Jason turns back to Delilah, he can see her transform fully into one of them, commanding them all to bow down and worship her. She turns back to him and she has something for him, something that will protect him. Looking down, he knows what it is. But before he can finish his sentence, he's thrown out of the building by her. Jason is now standing at the exit of Silent Hill, with the rest of the squad asking what is it that she gave him. Jason holds out his hand, her heart. We then both see Jason and Delilah standing there, and she asked if he kept it, and he replied yes. Jason starts to tell her what Aaron told him before he left. How Aaron was really the one who was supposed to live while everyone died. But he convinced his captors to let Jason go instead because they all thought that Jason was a better man than anyone in the group. The group wanted Jason to live. He says he's not sure how he's going to live. And Delilah tells him, "That makes 2 of us, but let's give it a try." And the 2 of them are holding hands at the very end. I know this story is all over the place and confusing, but that's pretty much how Silent Hill works. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter @EligibleMonster, and we'll be bringing you another really weird Silent Hill story real soon.